and what's the other one, little short one that's there? Where she be always having the Baptist church curl press. What's the short one?
You talking about Lindsay Allen?
Yes, Lindsay Allen, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think Lindsay is solid from that perspective, but you know what I mean? She was the only one that could pass.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chris 2 Cents. As you can see, I have got a special guest on the screen today. It is WNBA season, and I had to bring on Oakland Town Biz. I had to bring on a fellow music lover, WNBA fan, and as of now, a retired AAU coach. Coach Meek, what's going on with you?
What's good, man? How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciate you as always.
Oh, man. Always good to be on here for sure with you.
All right. So this episode, we're not going to waste too much of y'all's time. The WNBA training camps start on Sunday. So by the time you get to this, training camps will, pretty much be starting. And we're going to talk we're going to talk WNBA draft. But first, we're going to start with the off-season league that kind of sort of shook things up a little bit. And of course, we're talking about Unrivaled. If you guys missed Unrivaled, that was something that was started by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. 3-on-3 teams down in Miami on TNT, True TV, Max. It was lit. It was fun to see certain WNBA stars not have to go overseas and play. And that was, probably the most exciting basketball I've watched all year because I'm a Sixers fan and I have not watched the Sixers since November. I simply refused to do it. I wasn't going to put myself through the torture, but tell me what you thought about Unrivaled. What was your overall impressions of the league from start to finish? Because it was like a really good year.
Honestly, I think it was very fun. It was engaging. It was a really, really good product. I mean, really, really good product for you talking about something that was just created, right? I'm sure it wasn't overnight. I mean, the team probably took a lot of work, with Brianna Stewart and also Fee. But really what they put together from, merch, the way they welcome the girls.
Yeah.
I mean, literally everything from on and off the floor. I mean, that's a really, really good product that they put together. And it was enjoyable for fans to watch, right? It feels like we had basketball all year long compared to only these 3 months. And then, of course, we have college, but then you have this, it goes from the draft and all the way there. So it's like, but we had professional basketball that we were able to watch a lot longer, which is awesome for us as fans of the WNBA.
And just noticing that everything that league, that Stewie and Fee were able to get folks to pour into. I mean, they had on-site maternity like things for the women who are mothers. Childcare, trainers, everything about the Unrivaled was first class, and it makes the W look so bad. It makes them look terrible.
It's not even from like a product standpoint of so much as like on-court basketball, right? We've been watching these ladies. We know they can ball. We know all of that. So that was great. That's going to carry over because they're natural competitors, right? It made the W look bad from a marketing and brand expectation.
Absolutely.
Like even now, I mean, people were discussing on social media. You look at it. Where's a social media presence for the W talking about the draft and things leading up to that? Being on social media, being engaging on social media. There's nothing there. Unrivaled did it all the way following up to make you anticipate it for the first game.
Yeah.
Anticipating the next practice, anticipating the ladies going to dinner. You know what I mean? And then they even kept you engaged even now. With them rolling out, you know what I mean? To make sure that you are staying engaged to go watch the W season. But hey, we're coming back next season. And the W hasn't done any of that, even for just their own product.
It's insane because one of my favorite Instagram reels that I have saved in my favorites is the Lunar Owls when they got their gift bags. And Courtney Williams. Oh my God! Girl, look at my lips.
Yeah.
Their country ass. No. My favorite part was when they was razzing Gray and Alicia Gray, and Shakira was like, "You rubbing it off." Courtney was like, "You gotta let it gloss," and Alicia was like, "Dang, Sephora police!" Like these ladies are so much personality, hilarious. Why is Kathy not playing these girls up? What is like? My question is to you.
Know what to do. She doesn't know what to do. You think about the brands that she come from, right? They're more IT type of brands. So when you think about IT, informational tech, it's really not creative marketing heavy. So she doesn't know how to be creative. And then I don't think there's people that is young enough that's in the marketing department for the W that's running enough things. So from the top down, as it leads down, there's nobody there being creative for the W. They only know how to do the same old for marketing. And you got to do it different nowadays. They should have their TikTok going. They should have the IG going. Especially you're talking about, you have record breaking from, not only the ratings have increased, right, year over year, but you really had a boom last year with Caitlyn. You ain't did nothing off season, Caitlyn. You ain't talked about her playing golf. You ain't followed her through nothing. You ain't even took her and did some exciting IG story Instagrams to put up there. You haven't did any type of short things, like nothing. You have Sid Colson on her team. You haven't even said, "Hey, I want y'all to do something with her and Sid Colson doing something," right? Asia and Jewel doing something there. You can literally be creative. They don't have any creativity. They don't know what to do, and they're running it as like a standard business. And that's not going to work.
It's not, and I think I mean this is a point in the W's history where they either can take it to the next level or sink all the way back to the bottom. Because here's the thing. Unfortunate as it is, folks are getting tired of the NBA from certain perspectives. Like I was talking about it on Bluesky earlier today. How Anthony Edwards is, he can't keep it in his pants. He's the Antonio Cromartie of the NBA. And Ja Morant, he's like, okay, so I can't do the gun celebration. I'm going to do a grenade now. Like, nobody wants to see that. They want to see people having fun. They want to see people enjoying themselves. And I mean, some stars have the personality, others don't. But the W is just like full of personalities and stars. Like we talked about Sid. Like Sid crazy self was talking about Shannon Sharp on Twitter the other day. Like she's just one of those people that's a lightning rod for comedy. And like these are things that the league needs to play up, and they're just not doing it. And it's tough because so many of these girls and young ladies are like, wow, we got role models now. Well, the league that's in charge of letting you see your role models ain't doing a good job of letting y'all see them.
And that's, to me, that's the whole thing, right? Like, even like I said, Sid and TP, they did the whole thing for the college game. They were hilarious on Yahoo Sports. They were hilarious. If you watch those shorts, it was hilarious, right?
Yep.
Like bringing in Sid, we see Caitlyn has more personality than what they show, right? All of these ladies have more personality. Alicia Gray and Courtney need their own little something. I don't know what it is, because they had me screaming during Unrivaled.
I've been begging for a podcast from those two.
Skylar showed a little bit more personality, right? Because let's be real, she the one that started off this whole, if she had an NIL deal bag, it would have been crazy. So what I'm saying is like, Angel Reese, we saw more Angel Reese personality, right? Like we just seeing more of that. We saw more of Kyle personality come out. Mixing all the generations there, to me, is like they're just not capitalizing on anything. They're just like, okay, let's go basketball. You expanded the Valkyries. We don't know nothing about the Valkyries team. We don't know nothing about them players. We don't know nothing. Like, yes, I watch basketball and I know who's on the team, but why the heck we don't have a beauty brand, something with Monique Billings? Why don't we have a show with Tip and Kate Martin? why we don't have these things. Like, we don't know none of their personality. We saw more Kate personality when she was on the Aces riding the damn bench than we do where she's really the face of the Valkyries right now. We don't know anything about that organization except their colors is black and purple. It's just like you're just not capitalizing. But I mean, you can even tell by like when they asked her the question about the Unrivaled. You know, like you don't know what you're doing. But I digress. I really believe that with this new CBA, that's gonna change a lot.
All right. So how much longer do you think the league will put up with Kathy as commissioner? And if she's out of there, who should be her replacement?
And she better do all the work she can in these summer months because that new CBA is up in October.
Mm-hmm.
And if she don't come with it, they're gonna make sure they force her hand. We know with the WNBA players, they didn't got owners up out of there quickly. They're not the NBA. They don't go with the same old because we got a check or nothing like that. If they won't change, they're gonna bring it. And if she don't put her best foot forward in these summer months this season, by the time October come and that new CBA, no, she out. I promise you, she gonna be out, and ain't nothing nobody gonna be able to do about it.
Who would be your pick to replace her if you were put in charge of if somebody came to you and said, all right, we need you to put together a committee or do a study on who should be the next WNBA commissioner? Who's the name or who are some of the names that would come to mind for you?
To me, the person that has the experience, played championship pedigree, also know how to be in a leadership position, Swin Cash. Mm. That's her next level of anyway. There, unless the New Orleans Pelicans throw a bag at her, where she takes over Griffin's job as the GM. But I really believe it's her. I really believe that if she did, she should have Lisa Leslie somewhat a part of her front office staff. Because to me, Lisa has some great ideas behind it. Literally just filling in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I even think that like a dark horse is I'm forgetting her name. With the Aces, Nikki Fargas. So I mean, legit, like I think all of they should be a part of the front lines, but I think there has to be a player that played in the W, know what it's like to win, know what it's like to be a part of an expansion team or any of that, and literally take it over and has a leadership experience already for doing this in basketball organization. And Swin has that.
Yeah, like because I totally forgot that the Pelicans got rid of Griffin. So maybe I don't know if she'd be the first general manager or player personnel director in NBA history, but it seems like she would be the one to fit that bill. But yeah, if she's WNBA commissioner, I would like the W's prospects a lot better.
And to piggyback on it, she has a really connection with the top girls in the college game. Yeah. Every time they come, she inviting them to an NBA game to sit courtside. Right? So they already trying to work on bridging that gap between the college game and the professional game. I really believe that she is just ready for that position. And if I'm the NBA, because the NBA owns the WNBA, we already know this. Mm-hmm. I'm putting her in that position to take it. Because Kathy is not going to take you past where you at right now. You're going to end up, like you said, you either going to rise to the challenge or you're going to fall. Kathy is going to have you riding here. You're going to be stagnant. Yeah. You can't do that. You got to build on momentum because then you are going to see leagues like Unrivaled really take over for you. Take over. And you don't want that to happen. You want them to be, yes, a side dish that keeps everything going. But you're the main thing. You've been in here 20 plus years. You need to go ahead and capitalize off all this momentum that you do have.
Yeah, and back to my other point about how this is the prime opportunity for the W, because I mean the NBA is starting to tick people off. people are really starting to become disenchanted with the NFL because why is the NFL going to 18 games? That's another story for another day.
Right.
Nobody gives a damn about hockey. I might be the only black hockey fan out there. Shouts out to the Colorado Avalanche. And baseball is just baseball. I mean, baseball just hasn't recovered since they started being all, having been on this moral high ground about steroids or whatever. Everybody's like, man, whatever. Y'all allowed it, but this is the W's chance to really rise. And speaking of that, WNBA draft was last Monday. We watched that very closely. Of course, wasn't a very big surprise that Paige Beckers went number 1 and Dominique Malonga went number 2. But that's when the draft started to get a little hairy. So tell me what you thought about, the draft as a whole. I mean, we joked about, Holly Rowe played it really close to the vest, didn't she? We didn't get a lot of those embarrassing moments that we usually get.
Have one of those talks. Somebody had to have a talk with her. She did not go off the rails.
Oh man, I think she got a hold of that bingo thing that I showed you.
Yeah, something, because she did not go off the rails. She said, even right, thank you, Holly. That's what you're supposed to do every year.
Yes.
Every year, okay?
Stop making people cry.
My first thought was, I didn't know Olivia Miles going back to college and pulling out the draft would upheave the draft a little bit. And literally, that's what happened.
Yep.
That's literally what happened, is that things moved around. Some things stayed the same, but a lot of those picks happened because Olivia decided that she was going back. Because Dominique Malonga would have went where? Where would she have went? She would have went 4 through 8, right?
Yeah.
Instead, that boosts her up to number 2. We know Sonia Citron was going number 3. We know without a shadow of doubt she was going number 3. Everything else was like, what is going on here?
I was really lost.
What is happening here? Because I started being like, what? Like, huh? That's a surprise. Why you picked it?
The pick that got me was the Valkyries passing on Anissa Morrow. I didn't know what was happening there.
Listen, and don't get it wrong, I'm an Aces fan, but I live in the Bay. I'm from the Bay. We needed Anissa. We needed a Southside Chicago girl to fit the Bay Area mold and come be tough as nails. Come be a Draymond hybrid with a Jimmy Butler. It would have fit, like Jimmy coming here with the Warrior, and she just would have fit. Like she just would have fit the whole entire thing. Instead, they went gentrified. Because I don't know who that girl is from overseas, and they say that she good, and I'm not saying that she ain't. But I'm not building my franchise off of her at the same time. Is she Luka? Somebody tell me. I ain't never heard of her, like, at all. But, I wish the Valkyries the best. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to try to hit a game or something, but that's crazy to me that they did not choose Anissa Morrow. Like, that's insane to me.
Yeah, I thought, like, she would have fit in perfectly with that team. And I didn't know much about I'm not even Juicy Joycey. Oh boy, we gonna have time to learn her name, because I mean she might not even come over here this year.
And I'm not saying that she's not good, right? Like that's a pick. Maybe you can draft back into the first round to get it, or draft her early second, or if you didn't think that she was gonna be there, or whatever it is. But she's not a 5th round, first round pick. She's not a 5th pick. Sorry to tell you, she's just not a 5th pick. But that was just crazy to me. Like, that was insane.
What I found interesting.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the interesting pick to me for the Mystics. It wasn't. I mean, we knew where Sonia Citron was going. We knew that Georgia Moore was kind of high up. I was kind of surprised by her, but they drafted another forward, and Kiki Irifin from USC. So now, granted, you have 3 very talented young forwards. You got Shakira Austin, who probably is going to be healthy for the first time coming into a WNBA season since she came into the league. You had Aaliyah Edwards, who I told you absolutely floored me with how much she pestered Asia last year. Like, there weren't that many bigs that gave her trouble last year. Leah Edwards was somebody that just annoyed the hell out of Asia. And I was like, well, damn, this is different. And now you have Kiki Arifin. So my thing is, how do the Mystics navigate that sort of thing? Because, I mean, somebody's got to play center, and I guess it's going to be Shakira. But, you know, what do you think they do with that front court?
I think that's depth, though, because Shakira hasn't been healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last couple of seasons. So even if that happens, okay, maybe Aaliyah can slide down to the 5, and then we could put Kiki here. So just in case, or if Leah missed time, we have Kiki there. You know what I'm saying? So I think she's more of a talented from a depth perspective. So they're not missing too much of a beat when it comes to that. Also, I believe, like I said, with Olivia Miles pulling out, she wouldn't have been drafted in that position. Like, it would have been probably Dominique Malonga, right? Or it would have been somebody else. But in that regard, Mystics took the best player available. Now, is she better than Anissa? I'm not quite sure from what I've seen this last season. But Kiki fits a little bit more probably with what the Mystics wants to do. So she could play between the 3, really 3 to 4. But if they need to, or if they want to play small ball, they can put Sonia Citron, Georgia Amore, her, Aaliyah, or Sykes, or something. They can play small and run in that regard, right? And be having athleticism. So it could be that, but I know she was drafted, for me, is from talent, and we have depth in that forward position now, because Shakira hasn't been healthy the last 2 seasons.
And we do need to talk about Dominique Malonga real quick, because I saw bits and pieces. I mean, I saw the dunk video from when she was 16 a couple years ago. I was like, okay. But now it seems like she's got a little bit more of a total package. I mean, the video that they showed at the draft, like, she can shoot it from the outside. She blocks shots. How big of an impact can she have on Seattle? And I mean, because obviously she's going to learn a ton from Nneka. I mean, it feels like that's unfair, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, because not only do you
from Ezzy.
Okay, yeah. Forgot about Magabor.
She's a taller Ezzy, to be honest.
Oh,
she's a taller Ezzy. It gives him depth, right? Because Nneka is about to retire.
Talk about another commissioner pick.
Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't mind Nneka being in there either, right? But I think the players either. So if she could be president of the entire player union with, I think, what's her name, Tanya or somebody that's ahead of right now. So, but Dominique Malonga gives them depth, right? Because we know that Jordan Horston is out. They lost Mercedes, right? So she gives them height. She's gonna come off the bench, but she's gonna learn a lot from Nneka. She's gonna learn a lot from Ezzy, because she needs that American experience. But she realized she played with Gabby, and she also already have Olympic experience, even though she didn't play really for France. So she's ready, but she just needs the flow of the American game a little bit. So she's from a depth perspective that she's going to come off that bench, and which I think is awesome in her first year if she does come off that bench, because she's going to kill against the bench players. So she's just going to get her reps against, people coming off the bench like Kia Stokes. Please do me a favor. Do me a favor, Dominic. Do me a huge favor, right? But I'm just saying, she gonna kill against bench players.
Yeah.
She gonna get the reps that she need and the time. I think Seattle is a team to watch, man. They literally is a team to watch, because they coming. And Skylar already, she a dog anyway. She mad that she didn't lost Unrivaled. She mad she lost the 101. She just mad. Skylar.
I was gonna say she mad all the time.
Skylar's like a chihuahua. She gonna bark regardless, whether she happy or she mad. I'm a bark anyway. Ain't no hootie hoo. It's just I'm a bark anyway. So, but yeah, that's what it messed up the draft. It literally messed up the draft, because I think Dominique would have been in DC.
Yeah.
I truly believe she would have been in DC. Now, I did not get there Georgia Amore. Her going that high was crazy.
especially since
I love
Diamond Johnson didn't get drafted at all. I'm still
which
mad
is
about that.
Listen, Diamond didn't get drafted because she went to a HBCU and they thought that she played against lesser talent. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. That is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We know why. We know why.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at her playing there that she played against lesser talent. That's what they feel like it was. Even though she did that same work at the last 2 universities she was, which is D1. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But Diamond to me is like Odyssey. She gonna move around, but she gonna kill for every spot that she go to.
Yeah, it's just a matter of her finding that right spot.
But Georgia Amore going number 6 is crazy business. And don't get me wrong, I love Georgia Amore's personality. To me, get a camera on her. Get a camera on her. Follow her around the season because she has a great personality. She shouldn't have been drafted number 6, but I mean, they could have took somebody else there for a guard. I don't know who, but they could have took a better guard at number 6.
Speaking of guards, one guard that was able to get away from pick and roll Paula Dean and reestablish herself as a force was Haley Van Lith, who, of course, had a really good year at TCU. And, of course, now she's on the sky with Angel and Camilla and their new head coach, Tyler Marsh. Now, you and I both agree that Teresa Witherspoon got jobbed out of that position.
1,000,000%.
We're in agreement that we'll talk about Tasha St. Patrick in a minute once we start talking about the aces, but that whole thing was just messy as all get out. And granted, Tyler Marsh was going to get a head coaching job anyway because
and he deserving of it. Tyler is a great coach.
Yeah, but I'm really interested to see how the Sky team looks now that a bit of the the drama has cleared out now that Tasha's gone. Izzy is in New York with with Tasha and not Tasha St. Patrick, but Tasha Cloud, her boo thing.
Yes,
they're cute.
Her girlfriend.
they're a cute couple, by the way. I like their TikTok.
Honestly, to be honest with you, we got to talk about that because I think New York Liberty is gonna be nicer than it was last year.
I hate them so much. But yes, we're going to talk about the Libs in a minute. But what do you think is the ceiling for the Sky team in year 2 of the Angel Camilla experience?
Well, hell, I think about it. They almost made the playoffs last season. They didn't have nothing. They didn't have no point guard because old girl didn't want to pass the ball. She just wanted to chuck up shots. You know what I'm saying? And what's the other one, little short one that's there? Where she be always having the Baptist church curl press. What's the short one?
You talking about Lindsay Allen?
Yes, Lindsay Allen, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think Lindsay is solid from their perspective, but you know what I mean? She was the only one that could pass. And then for them not to get Kennedy, what are y'all doing? Not to get her back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy. But to me, Haley Van Lith is going to learn a lot from Sloot. Yeah. She's going to learn a lot from Sloot.
Forgot they got
just from an experience perspective. First of all, Haley Van Lith was a dog at Louisville. We all knew this. So it was crazy when we saw her. We know how underutilized she was when she was at LSU. That was nothing that all of us who watched basket was like, Moki is not using her correctly. So she looked crazy and looked like she couldn't play ball because she wasn't being utilized correctly. You see, when she utilized correctly, the girl came back and was a dog, and she had a great tourney. Even though her teammate is trash, that was trash on her college team, and she didn't get drafted, so we don't have to say no names. Nope. But Haley, to me, that's great for her to learn from Sloot because that's who she gonna be, just a more athletic Sloot.
And that's honestly good. I mean, that ain't a bad thing to be. I mean, I joke about Sloot all the time. When Ryan Rocco with one of the greatest calls he's ever had in his life, but that Chicago Sky team wins the championship because of her for the most part. So,
and they have shooter. They got Beck Allen back. You know what I'm saying? I think they can contend for that last playoff spot, especially the growth that we saw from Angel in Unrivaled.
Yes,
like she now know how to play with a point guard. Like she know how to run a pick and roll. Like she absolutely know how to roll off that pick and roll and look for the ball and go finish. You know what I mean? Her off court work with Lisa Leslie, showing her how to finish high and where the ball should be pointed at. All of that, I think that's gonna be solid. Camilla was over there killing in China, killing. She gonna come back. I would love to see how Tyler, because Tyler is a huge part of Asia's development to where she is. I would love to see how he gonna use Angel and Camilla.
Yeah,
because I think we want to see some stuff that's still similar with the Aces have done. Because Chelsea would do that pick and roll with either Jackie, but her and Asia, so it's gonna be Sloop, Haley with Camilla and Angel, and they're gonna be running that pick and roll like crazy. It's just about finishing. That's all about it is. You got to finish the basket. But I think they could contend for a playoff spot. To me,
playing with Chelsea Gray makes everybody better. When I saw that team put together and they ended up winning the whole thing, I was like, yeah, this is going to be great for Angel because she was surrounded by great vets during the road during Unrivaled because you had point guard, you had Slim, who is probably one of the most underrated players in the league. You had Kai, who's the Finals MVP. It's like you got to learn, and Angel is always shown a willingness to learn, despite what these morons that never leave their basement think. So,
and to me, the best trait that Angel has. Yes, she has this hunger for learning thing, but she's a damn dog. She said it last time. You cannot teach effort and you can't teach competitiveness. You either got that or you don't. And she don't care win, lose, or draw. She gonna compete. She's still gonna talk trash, whether she losing or whether she winning. She gonna still do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just about her game backing it up. But like the rebounding is crazy. Like you can't teach that. Trust me, from a coach who yelling at their players all the time about rebounding. You cannot teach that. Either you have it or you don't. And to me, she's hungry to also revenge for them firing Teresa. She ready to go to work there. And she mad that they didn't make the playoffs and she got pulled out and she got injured last season and couldn't finish. Because if she would have finished the season, they would have been in the 8th spot.
Yeah.
So she got all of that. And I'm telling you, we're coming with Beck Allen. Beck Allen can knock down that 3. We know if anything, she can knock down that 3.
Yep.
Sloot can knock it down if her legs is working. She got some rest. Girl, she tired. But
Bigelotto's still on the team too.
Yeah, hey, we know she can put it down and shoot. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's about them having team chemistry and really putting the pieces together. And I really want to see how Tyler does use Camilla and Angel, because I do think we're Achilles heel with Teresa. She didn't run enough high-low with Camilla and Angel.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing
her bread and butter. Don't get me wrong. What Kennedy was doing was awesome, but your bread and butter was them 2 Twin Tower girls down there.
Yeah.
So I would like I said, I would love to see how that's going to pan out for them.
Also, I thought this was interesting because let's go ahead and just jump right into the Aces, because I mean we chomping at the bit since we both Aces fans. We might as well get to this right here and right now. So, of course, they had their first round draft pick taken because of Hambygate, and they used those 2 second round picks wisely. They drafted Harmony Turner from Harvard and Aaliyah Nye, the science gal from Alabama, who literally looks like an Alicia Clark clone. Also,
dang! When I think now that you said it, yes, she absolutely does look like Alicia Clark. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that when I saw her.
I'm going to miss Alicia's fit so much, respectfully. But just want to put that out there. But my thing is that you and I have talked about this ad nauseum, that Becky seems to hold on, has a disdain for rookies, number one, and number 2 is holding on to certain players that just have not cut the mustard. And you already know one of my nicknamed Popcorn because of that goofy big behind bag of popcorn she takes on the flights with him all the damn time. And of course, the aforementioned Kia Stokes, who of course her father got mad at me on Twitter. Oh well. But
Whatever.
my thing is, do you think either of these rookies? I mean, you and I already know that Deja Kelly's just there, just to get out to Vegas to see if she can get on the TVs.
Get an internship with Callie. Gone.
Shout out to Callie Freeman Lawson, the Aces reporter for Las Vegas Journal. She does a phenomenal job. But do you think either of those two, Harmony and Aaliyah, have a fair chance to make this team?
I'm thinking about the guards that we have, right? So we got Chelsea, we got Jackie, and we got
Tasha St. Patrick.
One of them can beat her out, for one. What's her name? Why am I forgetting Jewel? Jewel ain't going nowhere. So I'm thinking about the starters, right? So you got that, and then it's Asia, and then there's a post that's open, technically. So you think about competing for that. It's 12 spots. So really there's only 4 spots that's really solidified, if you think about it. Right? To me, you can definitely beat out old girl, like you call her, Tasha St. Patrick. You can beat her out for one. They can really compete and beat her out for one. Right? Especially because both of them, I believe, got height. Harmony and Aaliyah got height, and they can shoot the ball. It's just all of them on defense, right? Defense is what's going to separate those three, because Becky loves somebody who can play defense. If you're guarding, you can't play defense, you probably ain't going to get no playing time for Becky. Sorry to tell you. And then, yeah, I think one of them, if they could play forward, yeah, I think they got a solid chance. They got a solid chance of making a roster. I think only one of them probably make the Harmony is probably going to be the one that's doing it because she was drafted with second round.
Yeah.
So she's going to be the one to fight. Aaliyah, she the first round draft pick. I don't see her getting, because they wanted her. Like the way they talked about, like, we always wanted you. We watched you multiple times. So, and they need the shooting. They need the shooting off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's what killed them last year.
So I'm not sure how she played defense either. So if she is Alicia Clark with the 3-and-D, that would be awesome for them off the bench, right? I just think Harmony is the one that has to beat out the other guards, which I think she can. Harmony's a dog. She's a dog. If you didn't watch her at her Harvard games, listen, she's a dog, and she can score the basketball from anywhere. 3, take it off the dribble, off a screen, everything. So I think really where we need it is post depth, right? Because Cheyenne Parker, I don't know how we keep ending up with players that's pregnant, but I just hope they just please act with some decorum, Aces. Please. Leave her alone. Let her have a healthy pregnancy. Come back to work. Do what she do. Because I think her and Asia on the floor at the same time is going to give opposing teams hell. Do you hear me? So I think that. But then also you need post depth. We need post depth. We've seen that, right? We need to give Asia a break. Like, Asia needs to come out the game and have a breather just a little bit. You know what I mean? Even though we know Asia can play heck of minutes, but I think that's where we can. So I think Liz Kitley, please, Liz, beat out somebody, please. But like you said, to me, the dead weight, it's been a dead weight for a few seasons now, to me, is Kia Stokes and what's
Popcorn.
that girl?
Popcorn. Kristen Bell.
Yeah, KB gotta go. She can go. She can do the Harlem Shake somewhere else. Like, because to me, like, it's been what, 3-4 years?
Yeah, she's been there. This will be her 4th year, and she has just not done anything.
And the thing is, she's had opportunities where, like, hey, go shine, and she has not answered the call at all. Like, even when they put her in playoff games, you've been on the team now for 2-3 years, and they put her in a playoff game, and she looked lost and was getting fried. So I'm like, to me, why is she there? So I think this is a make it break it training camp to me.
I feel like the biggest indictment of KB to this point was Game 4 of the 2023 finals.
Yes.
You didn't have Chelsea. You didn't have Kia Stokes.
And got benched.
Did not maybe play 2 minutes, maybe. The lineup that did end the New York Liberty was Asia Wilson with a broken hand, Alicia Clark, who was 36 years old, Sid. We don't give Sid enough props for that. Jackie Young, who was kind of sort of fighting through some injuries, and Kelsey Plum with a broken finger. And Becky was like, I'd rather have Kelsey Plum with a broken finger try to navigate her way through that than put KB out there. That to me was the biggest indictment of her.
It was bad. Me and you talked about it. It looked bad. It's like she was not ready. You talk about Sid. Sid was cold off the bench, and every time they called her name and her number, she was ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sid was gonna get foul trouble. That's it. But she was gonna make some plays, and she gave Sabrina hell. You put that girl in there. She was not ready. Not ready for offense. She wasn't ready for defense. To me, it's like she gotta go. If you trying to take the Aces back to a championship, she gotta go. Kia, she served her purpose at first championship, but she gotta go. You cannot sit there and not shoot. And I don't want to. And like, you know, them equivalent showing her practice videos is like when, remember Hoodie Mello?
Mm-hmm.
And then Melo getting the game that season, and Melo looked like a shell of himself. Mm-hmm. That is exactly what Kia's practice videos remind me of. I don't care if she shoots it in practice. She don't shoot it in the game. She don't even look at the basket. It's time for her to go. Like, I'm sure she's a nice person, but she gotta go. I'm sorry. If the Aces want to get back to championship, she gotta go.
My comparison is, as a Sixers fan, I got duped 3 bleeping summers in a row by Ben Simmons' Ball is Life mixtapes.
Yep.
Everybody, this is the year that Ben Simmons is going to shoot a jumper. This is the year that Ben Simmons is going to shoot a 3. Ben Simmons has averaged 2 points per game in the Clippers Nuggets series thus far.
Right.
And this is his
and
third
he don't
team.
Even look at the basket. That's crazy.
Like
so yeah, a professional player that don't look at the basket. That's crazy. Yeah, no. Like, I'm like, I would love to see how she performs in training camp, because ain't no way she should come and get a roster spot.
Especially since Liz Kitley. I mean, I was not familiar with Liz Kitley's game until I saw this Virginia Tech highlight, and I was like,
oh, at Virginia Tech, her and Georgia Amore was that pick and roll. They would run or a pick and pop, and she could put that ball in the basket. And she ain't afraid to shoot it.
Thank God. So hopefully that works out. But yeah, we do got to talk about, let's talk about the defending champs. As much as, oh God, I'm a Liberty hater because their fan base is the worst. They're even worse than the Indiana Fever. Yeah, I said it. But I got to give them props because they had a Delaware girl on the team. Shouts out to Benijah. Unfortunately, she's out for the year with the knee injury.
Laney fan, baby. Laney Hamilton fan.
Yeah,
she's a dog. But you know what? What do you expect from the Vivian Stringer girls? Because her, Kai, and I'm talking about Cappy. Who's the other one that went there too?
I can't remember. But
Erica Wheeler is a dog. Like all of them, they all dogs.
Cappy was a freaking
Cappy was a dog.
Problem.
Listen, I remember her record day. She used to give Duke and them. Time she lined up against somebody, you was getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't even talk about her professional thing, because Diana Taurasi owed one of her rings directly to Cappy.
Exactly. But this Liberty team, they got stronger in the offseason. They got Tasha Cloud, they got Izzy Harrison. Of course, Stewie, they finally did the right thing, which was common sense. I don't know why they waited so long, but they gave Stewie a long-term deal. I guess Niara Sabali is going to get a lot more time this year. She proved herself in that Game 5, didn't she? Lord have mercy.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy when you think about how her big sister is thought of as the unicorn, and Satu is good. Don't get me wrong. We'll talk about the Mercury in a minute. But the Liberty don't win Game 5 without Niara Sabali. Bottom line, because she came off that bench and just gave the Lynx fits. And of course, John Kell's still there. So I mean, this feels like a team that can repeat. But what do you think? What do you think their chances are to repeat? Like, what do you think is gonna help them win or keep them back, hold them back?
I would like to see how because they were really great defensively last year. I want to see how that changes. Even though I love the replacement because Benajer's going to be out. So I love that they traded for Tosh. Because I was like, at first I was like, why the hell they trade for Tosh? I mean, like, how her, Benajer, and everybody gonna play? Like, that ain't no ain't no room. Like,
Yeah.
and what does that mean for the young girl Q from Ole Miss, right? Like,
Right.
what does that mean for her? Like, it was just like, I'm not sure about none of this. So, but I think that's a great replacement. I just want to see defensively how that works. And I'm not so high on Izzy Harrison like everybody else. She's pretty. She's okay. I'm not as high on her from a basketball perspective.
And
Like,
she's blown out her knee twice, honestly. So I mean, and granted, I agree, as we need to stop thinking of pro athletes as old people after a certain age, because we don't like when people call us old. But she is 32 with a couple of reconstructions under her belt. So I don't know how much more she's going to be able to give from that perspective.
I think she brings depth, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not that high on it. So like I said, I just want to see how does that bench depth change, because their depth off their bench was great. They got what's her name? Johannes is back.
Oh no.
So she's back. So she's able to play. They also still got the girl from France from last year. So I just want to see defensively, does it still package together? They need some youth, to be honest with you. So how do they put some youth in there besides Niara? You know what I'm saying? Because she's had injuries too, but where's the youth in the guard position, the forward position? Because everybody's older. So you know what I mean? Like, I want to see where that lands too. And who's the backup depth for John Quell? So when JJ goes out, is it Niara playing the center? Is it going to be Izzy playing the center? Who's playing the backup for that?
Yeah.
When Stewie is off, her shot was off because she had another terrible finals. Nobody's going to talk about it, but we will. Who was making up for that scoring? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just different things that you got to look at there. But I mean, honestly, they still primed to win, like, for sure. You can't discount them on that. But I just would love to see from that. We already know they got Sabrina, so we'll just see.
There's another team that I think is going to be interesting, even because they did something. They did addition by subtraction. Talking about the Atlanta Dream. They got Tanisha Wright and her short set suits out of there finally. Like Mica and I have been calling for her job since 2023.
She's an assistant coach. She's made to be an assistant coach. She's not a head coach.
Yeah, so the Dream have a new head coach. They also got BG. Brittany Griner, for the first time in her WNBA career, is playing for somebody else. Of course, you got Ryan. Jordan Canada's still there. They drafted Tahina Pau. I wonder if she makes the team, honestly.
She will.
Okay, all right. Because me and you talked about how she literally played herself out of the first round in this NCAA tournament.
Yes. Her thing is a confidence thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
But they need bench depth of scoring because they had problems when Ryan would sit down or Gray would sit down. They had a problem with scoring off the bench. Also, if Jordan Canada gets injured, they need somebody who can handle the ball as a point guard and still keep Gray and Howard off the ball. She's able to do that. But also, to me, yes, BG is going there. I think that gives them a bigger person to play through because they see what the work done with Tina Charles when they had somebody bigger.
Yeah.
But also, is BG's in what year? now?
I think this is, I want to say 12 or 13.
It is what we seen how BG even performed in Unrivaled, right? It was
Mm-hmm.
okay. She was just a little inconsistent. I think that's what you're gonna see in the W,
Okay.
especially when you get to this age. There's gonna be a little inconsistency there. They brought somebody else in through free agency too.
I can't. I know they got Shatori Walker Kimbrough from Washington,
Which is great. That's some defensive presence because we know, defense is here or there
Yep.
For Atlanta Dream. So I think Tahita Pow gives them point guard depth in a way because she can handle the ball and she's more of a threat, right?
Yeah.
She's a little bit more of a threat. Like you ain't gonna leave her open from three. Now, where I think where it gets sticky at is for Haley.
Right.
I was surprised that they did not put her in the expansion draft. But maybe that's because they felt like Tanisha didn't use it right. So let's give her another year of seeing what's gonna happen here. But I think that like what does that mean for Haley? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's to me, that's where it gets sticky at. But I think Atlanta Dream gonna be all right. I mean, as long as you got Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray, you're gonna be fine. But they're gonna be competing for a playoff spot, and it's gonna be a lower tier playoff spot. It's not gonna be a higher tier. They're gonna be competing for one of those lower tier playoff spots because everybody else got a little bit better too.
Right. Speaking of which, let's talk about the runner-up in the WNBA Finals, the Minnesota Lynx. I mean, Fee was great all series long. Courtney Williams. I mean, we just talked about how great of a personality Courtney was, but Courtney was torching them off the bench.
Right.
And then they just kind of they couldn't finish the job, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the Lynx's because they still got some youngins on the bench. I mean, Diamond Miller's been hurt a lot of the time, and people were calling for Alyssa Pili last year, but I don't think those were the right spots for her. So what do you think about the Lynx's chances this year?
I think one of them not gonna make the team.
Ooh.
Diamond or Pili. One of them not gonna make the team. That just is what it is. I mean, that's just from it's only so many spots.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's like they're gonna have to beat out each other in a way because it's just about what they need, right? I feel like Pili can shoot the ball better, but Diamond plays defense better. So it's just more so what is Cheryl looking at, what they need. Guard depth to me is where they need it. I'm not sure who they got for guards. Because to me, what proved down the stretch was Heidemann couldn't get it done. Mm-hmm. And then Courtney just had an off game. But also, Courtney was learning the point guard position. So did she move completely into that starting role? There, and they're not switching on and off between her and Heidemann so much. I don't know. I just think guard depth is really where they're gonna need it because they didn't choose nobody, right? In the first round.
I don't know who they drafted. I know it was a couple picks in the second round, but I think they were both they were both big girls.
Yeah, so I don't know who they have in that perspective. I think that they're not going to be the best team in the league this season. I think they're gonna be fighting for like a 2-3. They're gonna be between that 2 to 4 spot that they'll be fighting for in the playoffs. Because I think other teams have better guard play. We know Fee gonna do what she do. She motivated. She hated the way she lost, but as we know with the Aces, it's hard to repeat to get back there.
Yeah.
And one thing about the Liberty has gotten better each time, right? They've always added something. I didn't see that happen so much for the Lynx. So we'll see, right? We'll see how that works out for them.
Let's talk about Los Angeles real quick, the Sparks. I mean, I have been facial expression. I've been really, I was annoyed all last year with how Kurt Miller handled Rickea Jackson. Now that's not Rickea's problem anymore, as Kurt has moved on to be the general manager of the Dallas Wings. But of course, they traded for Kelsey Plum, so the Plum and Hamby duo was reunited. They of course bring Rakia back. They signed Odyssey Sims to a longer contract. I knew they wasn't letting Odyssey get out the door once they got her. And hopefully at some point this season they have Cameron Brink back. So, and who did they draft in the first round?
The girl from Alabama, Barker.
Yeah, Sarah Ashley Barker. I love people that you got to say their whole names, by the way. Like, there's some people like, that have like 2 first names or whatever. It sounds like, she sounds like one of those, she sounds like a character on Designing Women. If anybody remembers Designing Women with
damn, you had to go all the way to Designing Women. You couldn't say Sex in the City or something. Sarah Jessica Parker, basically.
Nah, but see, she's a country girl, and Designing Women was a show about women in Georgia, so it just makes sense.
True.
So Sarah Ashley Barker, she sounds like a character on Designing Women. But yeah, what do you think the ceiling is for the Sparks this year? Do you think they have a run at the playoffs in them?
No, I don't.
Mm.
I genuinely don't. If they do, they're competing for the last spot. I do. They don't have a true point guard. They don't have a true point guard. We know KP. First of all, I'm happy that KP gets a fresh start. She needed a fresh start.
Yeah.
She just needed a fresh start. It was a lie. And sorry, my Raiders player sent her through hell. That man was crazy. Okay. But they don't have a true point guard. And we know KP she's not a true point guard. She like putting the ball in the basket. And she's a little inconsistent on defense. We know this. That was the thing why Becky always yelled at her, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't question she a dog regardless. She ain't scared of nobody. Rakia, I love Rakia. I always said if she can get defense down, to me, she reminds me so much of Cheryl Swoops. If she can get defense down.
Yes.
If she can get defense down, that is, to me, that's her absolute ceiling. And if she can get there, lights out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not sure if she's there yet.
Right.
But I'm glad that she is going to have free reign of playing. Because Kurt was terrible. But I think Kurt was just ready to retire from coaching and just head to the GM spot. Like, I think he was just over it. And like, y'all go out there and do whatever. I'm going to just do whatever out here. We're not going to win nothing. We're not going to win nothing really anyways. We're not going to compete for no championship. So just go out there and do whatever. Rakia,
you know how over he was?
What?
You know how over it he was?
Uh-huh.
When he got tossed during that Connecticut Sun game at TD Garden. Like he literally just he snapped.
Right. So it's like he knew that. So but to me, I love that she's gonna get more reps. Hamby's gonna do what Hamby does. I love Odyssey. Most women hoop fans love her Odyssey. But she's not a true point guard either. Now she's better than KP at that position.
Yeah.
But she's still not a true point guard, right? And then Cam is out. But it's gonna take her a minute to feel like herself again from an ACL perspective. So it's just legit. Like they don't have enough depth still. And Barker is a dog, but you're a dog in college. You're gonna have to prove it to me in the pros. And Alabama, they had that couple of rounds of the tournament, but that was about it. Like, to me, like, I didn't see nothing from Alabama that much during the season of college that made me say, hey, she gonna go in there and dominate.
Right.
So I think it's gonna take them a little bit of time to gel. They may be somewhere next year, right? But I don't think this year is going to be. I could be wrong, but I just don't think so. Also, their coach is all about shooting threes and just that's it.
Threes and vibes. Not a good way to go.
That's it.
We got a couple more teams to talk about before we get out of here. Let's go ahead and skip to the Fever really quickly. They put some talent around Caitlin Clark. They had talent last year, but They've re-signed Leah Boston long term. They brought in Sid for veteran leadership. And this is who else did they bring in? I know they made some free agents.
Luana Bowner is huge for them.
Oh gosh, DB, of course, yeah.
Yeah, they brought in a few veterans, but to me, that was what was holding them back, to be honest. Like now they have a nice mixture of youth and actual winning veterans on their team. Like to me, their only veteran last year was Erica Wheeler. And I'm not saying Erica Wheeler is bad, but if she's your only vet, she don't know how to win. But the vets they have now, Sid know how to win. Sid absolutely know how to be a bench player, keep the locker room together in light, and win.
Mm-hmm.
Dewana Bonner knows how to win as being the only player in college and being an integral part on a championship team and winning in the W. Like, so to me, that's what they needed. They needed talent, veteran leadership. To me, they floating anywhere between maybe the 2 to 4 seed. If people don't come with it, I truly believe that's where they can be. So that's their ceiling to me. They have a nice blend of youth and veteran leadership now. And that's veteran leadership was the thing that they needed. That
now we get to Dallas finally, of course. Dallas did a whole reconstruction as well. You've got Paige. Of course, you also still have Enrique. You've brought in Dejanay and Liz. So this team is going to look. I mean, of course, you lost Satu in the process, but this looks like a markedly different team than the one that took the floor in 2024. I don't want to say they have a chance at the playoffs, but I still feel like this team is going to have to gel first before anything else.
To me, they're gonna have to gel. Or okay, they're gonna definitely have to gel. That training camp gonna be tough as hell, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna have to come with it if you want to make a roster spot. Like you're gonna have to absolutely come with it. Because they got some nice young ones and they got some nice ones with veterans. And the only people to me that has a clear-cut roster spot is Paige, Enrique, Dejanay, and who else is on there?
You gotta think Liz makes the team, don't you?
They might make the team.
Ooh. Is it that deep, or is
she gonna have to battle? She gonna have to battle for a post position, but she's probably their most talented post. So you're right, she probably will make the team. I'm not gonna front there, but those guards and those forwards, you're gonna have to battle because them young ones that they drafted is nice and they some dogs. And really, what Dallas needed was defense. They didn't make up the gap in the defense. I was like, most people saying, "Oh, Dallas is not gonna make the playoffs." I'm like, bro, they got a team full of dogs. Like, who the hell y'all gonna have to realize you're gonna have to stop Enrique and Paige? Because what if Paige and Enrique put you in the pick and roll? What the hell are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Because now Dejanay don't even have to worry about scoring. She's just gonna put her on the ball and be a dog and seatbelt your best player down, right? Liz is more happy and more motivated, so she's gonna go to work back to her Baylor days, which is great. She more motivated than anything. Oh, they got McCowan. She probably not gonna be quitting on plays as much.
I forgot T's still there. Oh my god.
So that's their starting five: McCowan, Liz, Dejanay, Paige, and Enrique. That starting five is tough. That starting five is tough. Yes. And that starting five not only has offense, they have defense. And then you talk about their bench. Maddie Segrist took a step, right?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they got some other. I forgot who else is on the team. And them young ones that they drafted, maybe 1 or 2 of them gonna make the roster. So I'm saying you gonna have to that training camp. That training camp gonna be like Hunger Games. That's probably but I was listening to something like Tosh. Somebody was interviewing Tosh, and Tosh is saying that's the training camp I would hate to be in because you gotta fight. You literally gotta fight for a roster spot every single day. You gotta come with it. But I could see them making the 7th or 8th spot, the last spot in the playoffs. They're not a bad team. Like you talk about that starting five. That starting five can't compete with any other starting five.
Oh, they can. They can.
Because you had to build defense around Enrique, because we know Enrique ain't gonna really play them defense like that. But now Paige is her counterpart. But also you look at it now, teams can't just game plan for Enrique. You got a game plan for Paige. You're gonna have the game plan for Liz. Liz can shoot the 3. So to me, it's like they have a nice team. It's just their bench depth. I'm not sure on that, but they gonna be nice. To me, I think they're gonna be very competitive.
All right, so since we have gotten to this point in the show, which is pretty much the end, give me your 8 WNBA playoff teams, your WNBA finals, and your WNBA champion.
Oh, the 8. I just know who ain't making it. Sparks not making it. The Valkyries is not making it. Who else? The Sun is not making it. And what's the other team?
Maybe Phoenix doesn't get in there.
I mean, you can't really count Satu, Ka, and
AT. Yeah.
AT out.
We didn't talk about this the Sun.
But I just don't think they have enough depth.
Mercury, yeah.
But I just can't count those 3 out at the same time. Dang, I'm trying to see who's the other team, man. Like, why am I losing my train of thought of like who's the teams real quick?
It's deep, man. This might be the 13 best teams the WNBA's put on the floor at the same time.
Oh, and the Mystics is not gonna make it.
Yeah. So okay, so let's see. That means you got New York you got Minnesota, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Dallas.
So I got my teams in Dream, Liberty, Fever, Aces, Lynx, Storm. I got the Sky in the Dream as dark horses.
Okay. All right. So who's your WNBA finals pick?
I'm gonna go with Aces all day. I'm gonna go because I think you got a motivated Jewel, and a motivated Jewel. That's why she named the gold Mamba, right? Mm-hmm. So I like that. I like her in Asia. I do like that. Damn. Honestly, it's either that or the Liberty.
That's fair.
You know what? I'm gonna say my dark horse is the Indiana Fever.
Oh God, I don't think we're ready for that yet. But I like them too.
Ready for it, but they do have a potential of upsetting some people. Like I said, what I would like to see with them is how that all comes together for that. And the Lynx. Lynx is a dark horse too, because I just want to see what their guard depth is and how that pans out, because they didn't really add anything. So so that could be a Achilles heel. But like I said, those 2 is dark horses, Fever and the Lynx. But then my top 2 is Aces and the Liberty.
All right, real quick for me, I think my 8 gonna go. I got Liberty finishing top of the league. I got the Aces second. I got Indiana third. Let's see where I'll go Seattle 4, Minnesota 5, Chicago 6. No, wait, did I say Indiana already?
Mm-hmm.
I said Indiana 3. All right, so I got Chicago 6, I got Atlanta 7, and I'm gonna go Dallas 8. And my WNBA finals is I got the Aces versus the Storm, and I got the Storm winning. No, I got the Aces winning in 5. So I like the Aces and the Storm in the final. So we spent we always, whenever we do these shows, we always have a great time, a great long time talking. So if you want people to find you, I know that, certain, I mean, we're not on the Musty app anymore, so it's a little more peaceful on Bluesky. So if you want people to find you on social media, where can they find you?
Same thing, MsMicaLuv. It's MsMicaLuv. So you can find me on there. So we talk a lot about women's basketball too. So from college to pros, everything, and just really keeping up with it. I mean, because college is still booming. Because next season for college is going to be insanity.
Oh my God!
Until portal. So, like I said, we excited for this W season. Now, this W season gonna be crazy as well. But super excited for the ladies, man. Just what we put together. But yeah, so I mean, find me on there for sure. Come talk, respectful, as always.
Yeah, because them Oakland folk don't play. I'm telling you right now. Don't do it to you. So don't come over there talking crazy.
Just a little bit.
Town biz. Don't go over there talking crazy town biz, man. They don't do that stuff. But that's going to do it for this edition of Chris 2 Cents. Greatly appreciate y'all for watching. As always, contact information for me and all my other assorted stuff will be in the description below. Mica, thank you for coming in. Greatly appreciate you as always.
Love. Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all for watching. Until the next time we speak, y'all be good or be good at it.